is up, you guys? ShelbyKay here, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I decided it is time to finally sit down and talk to you guys about my health journey, what's been going on, all of that stuff. This is a video I've been wanting to do for a long time because obviously my health is something I have been struggling with for the last several years at this point. And it's a big part of my healing journey that I'm on right now, is getting my health in order and reconnecting with my body. So I thought this would be important to talk about. I have always kind of struggled a little bit with my health. I got sick a lot as a kid and a teenager, and I always just kind of passed it off as I was dramatic, or like I was just making, like I'd get a little sniffle and I'd make a big deal of it. I have never been one, other than in the last couple of years, to really take that good of care of myself. I've never been someone who's worked out. I kind of ate crappy all the time, especially once I started making my own money. I ate out a ton as a teenager in college, you know, when I first moved out, all of that stuff. But my health really started to decline in 2021 after I lost my pregnancy with Avery. If you guys haven't seen that video, I will go ahead and link it in the cards up above. Long story short, again, if you're new here, is I found out I was pregnant in January 2021. I had gotten pregnant with an IUD, and that caused some complications that caused me to lose my pregnancy at 14 weeks. So that was kind of when everything started. Was after that I started to notice that I just had no energy whatsoever. I was getting sick, like flu-like symptoms, every couple of weeks, and I didn't feel well, and I started gaining a lot of weight. I had been gaining a lot of weight over, you know, the last few years, but I started gaining like in a significant amount of weight, and I just attributed it to, you know, I was depressed, I was grieving, I wasn't really going outside and doing anything. We were eating out a lot because I just didn't have the energy or care to cook. But the main thing was just I had no energy and I just felt like crap all the time. So I ended up going to the doctor, just, you know, to be like, hey, I am sick all the time. I'm missing work every couple of weeks because I just have all of these flu-like symptoms, you know, sore throat, lots of sinus pressure, headache, fever, chills, and it was happening consistently, like every 2 to 3 weeks. So we did a bunch of blood work. My doctor at the time thought it might have been long COVID, since I did have COVID in January of 2021 when I found out I was pregnant. So she assumed it was long COVID. But she said that, you know, just in case, we're gonna, you know, run the normal panels, but we're gonna run like the autoimmune panel and just kind of see what's going on. She said it'll probably come back negative, but we're just gonna rule that out. So did the blood work, and it came back that I was in fact, that I did in fact have an autoimmune disorder. My antibodies were really high. That confirmed that I had an autoimmune disorder, and the thyroid testing that we did showed that my thyroid was very unhappy and very out of whack. So we determined that I have Hashimoto's thyroiditis. So she referred me to an endocrinologist, and they put me on a thyroid supplement, and almost immediately I felt my energy was better. I felt really good. I was still gaining weight, but I was still, again, eating like crap, not exercising, that kind of stuff. So we put me on the medication. I went back, I think 3 months later. Lab work looked great, so we're like, okay, great, let's continue on this, you know, dosage of the medication. And I would say for about 6 months after that, I felt pretty good. Things were pretty good. And then I just started feeling like crap again. Started with, again, the low energy, still getting sick a lot. I was still getting sick, but not as often, even with the thyroid supplement. We did determine that I have chronic sinusitis. I just get sinus infections very, very easily. I was getting like 1 a month. So she did refer me to an ENT at that time. They did a CT scan of my face and my sinuses. Came back pretty normal. He said there was a little inflammation. He thought it was maybe linked to allergies, so he told me to take an allergy pill every day. And that's kind of where that was left. But I was still dealing with like the energy, the not feeling well. So went back in for more blood work. My TSH it had basically doubled. So he's like, okay, we need to up your medication. So we did that. Lab work came back good after that. Was feeling okay. Still wasn't feeling the best. I was still having the chronic sinus stuff. I have had a history of migraines. I used to not get them super frequently. I'd get maybe 1 or 2 a year. And they weren't, like, they were bad, but basically they would last a few hours. I'd go to sleep and I'd wake up and I'd be fine. But those were getting worse and more frequent. I was having, instead of like 1 or 2 a year, I was probably having like one every, 3-4 months. But again, they were still the same of just like, I'd have it. I had a couple that lasted like a day or two and had to go to urgent care to get the like Toradol shot. But for the most part, they were pretty normal. They just seemed to be getting more frequent. And I started dealing with a lot of GI issues. I would get nauseous randomly and start throwing up. Diarrhea, just like my stomach would just be crampy, and I couldn't really link it to anything in particular. I was still eating like crap at this time, so that probably was a lot of it. And that's kind of when I decided I really wanted to start taking care of myself. So I tried getting into the gym and stuff. I wasn't very good at it. I wasn't very consistent, but I did decide to start really changing my diet. I cut out a lot of fast food. I tried what's called the AIP diet, the Autoimmune Protocol diet. It is an elimination diet that is very restricting. You can't have almost anything that causes inflammation. So no dairy, no gluten, no nightshades, no nuts, no any kind of peppers. There was a lot of stuff. It was basically you could eat like fruits and vegetables and really high quality like grass-fed meat, like white meat. I did that for a month, and you're ideally supposed to do it for like 90 days and then start introducing foods back into your diet. It was too restricting for me. It started to take a toll on my mental health, because it was like I was starving for one, because I didn't know what to eat, and I was constantly thinking about what I was going to eat that day. So it wasn't the best for me. So I did it for 30 days, and then I kind of went back to eating how I was before. But I've definitely taken more care of my diet, and that I'm cooking at home more. I'm really trying to focus on protein. I'm trying to get fruits and vegetables in more, eat less sugar, eat less processed foods, eat out a lot less. So that kind of helped, especially with the GI issues. I wasn't getting them as frequently. I never felt good. I never felt kind of back to normal. So that brings us to the beginning of this year. I decided this year I was really going to take care of my health. This year was going to be the year that I, again, just took care of myself better, especially with like the wedding and stuff. Honestly, around wedding time I got so busy that I wasn't going to the gym, and I was not eating the best. But once I got back from Mexico, I was like, okay, we're gonna do this. So I started weight training with my sister. I used to just kind of go to the gym and do like cardio. I'd ride the bike for like 20 minutes or walk on the treadmill for like 20 minutes. I wouldn't really do much else, which was fine. At the time I was just like, I just want to get into the gym to get into the routine, even if I only go for like 20 minutes. So when I got back from Mexico, I had my sister start weight training me. So basically what I wanted to do, and what I've kind of been doing, is I've been reading up a lot about like high cortisol and just things you can do to help with like your autoimmune disorder if you do have high cortisol, which I am pretty sure I do because I have all the symptoms of it. I've not been diagnosed, but I have all the symptoms of it, and the things I've been doing have been making me feel a lot better. The main thing is just to reduce your stress and reduce the stress you put on your body. So they don't recommend like high intensity training, like high cardio. They really recommend like low intensity, more like strength training kind of stuff. And then obviously just reducing your stress a lot. I've been pretty good about the reducing my stress. I've been implementing more journaling. I've really made a priority to not like to leave work at work, to not come home and, you know, be answering text messages and like just be stressing about stuff at work at home. Also just exercising more. Exercise has become a form of stress relief for me. So as I said, I've been straight to strength training with my sister. I do still do some cardio here and there. And I've been walking a lot more. I haven't as much lately because it's been really hot, but this fall I'm going to be out walking all the time. And just moving my body more. As I said, I've been prioritizing like protein for my food. Cooking at home more. I've actually really been enjoying cooking. And for a good few months I was feeling really good. My mental health was great. My physical health was still, you know, I was still getting sick, but I was just feeling a lot better. I felt like I had more energy. I had more motivation to do things, that kind of stuff. I would say about, I don't know, 2-3 months ago, I started to really struggle again, mostly with my energy. It's gotten to the point where I need a nap almost every single day. I could just go to the grocery store and come home and need a nap. Driving has become hard, like me staying awake while driving. If Mitch is driving and we're just going somewhere, 90% of the time I'm gonna fall asleep. I could literally sleep for hours. I could sleep for like a whole day and still be exhausted. I also have been having really, really bad GI issues again, where it's like every single day, no matter what I eat, my stomach gets upset and I have to rush to the bathroom. My migraines have gotten the worst they have ever been. I actually had to, for the first time ever, go to the ER last week for a migraine that lasted 4 days, and they're just getting worse. They're getting more frequent. I'm tracking them, and at this rate I'm getting one like every 2 weeks, and they're getting worse and worse every single time. So I am going to go see a neurologist. I see them at the end of this month, and I'm also being referred for a sleep study because my doctor suspects that I have sleep apnea, which would make sense because I've struggled with sleep since I was a kid. I used to have really bad insomnia where I just could not fall asleep, and I've gotten over that where I have no problems falling asleep. I have problems staying asleep. I wake up multiple times throughout the night and I just don't get quality sleep at all. I've been tracking my sleep with my sleep watch and I just don't get very much deep sleep. I'm constantly in like a light sleep state. So definitely gonna get checked out for sleep apnea and see what I can do, and I'm trying some other things to kind of see if I can get my sleep back in order. So far not a lot's been working, but we're trying some things out, and then once I can get in for a sleep study, we'll see what that does. And then I'm also being referred to a GI specialist to kind of see what's going on with my stomach. My doctor suspects that it could be, you know, something like a gluten allergy or something like that. I haven't really been able to pinpoint exactly what it is that upsets my stomach. It kind of is just random, and I said the last few weeks it's just been everything. My stomach's upset every single day. So that's kind of where I'm at. I did go back. I just had an appointment with my endocrinologist a couple weeks ago. We just do a 6-month check-in to kind of see how everything's going. My TSH has doubled again, so we upped my medication a ton, and I haven't really noticed too much of a difference, but obviously I have a lot of other stuff going on. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's been really hard, and I've been kind of struggling mentally with all of this because I feel like I'm taking better care of myself than I ever have, and my health is awful right now, and it's really, really hard. And I know a lot of that is just the autoimmune stuff. I do suspect that I may have developed another autoimmune disorder, or one is starting to show up, because they say that, you know, it's very likely if you have one that you do have more, but we'll kind of see what happens down the road. So that's where I'm at right now. That's kind of what I've been struggling with and what I am struggling with on a daily basis. especially with this energy thing, it's been so hard for me to do anything. I'm sure you guys have noticed in my vlogs, like we went to the Renaissance Fair a couple of weeks ago and I had to take a nap against a tree, and I missed the jousting like event because I was so tired I couldn't even stand up. So it's been really, really difficult, and hopefully we can get some answers, but right now that's kind of where I'm at. I'm in limbo and I'm really trying, but nothing I'm doing is really working at the moment. So that's my health journey. That's all I have for today. If you guys have any advice, or if you guys have struggled with things about your health, let me know down below. I am like desperate to try so many different things at this point to just try to get help or to help myself. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not already subscribed, please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my future uploads. As always, I appreciate you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys.